People always ask us, what's a Don? And our response is easy. To us, a Don is someone who embraces the grind. A Don is a person that brings passion. Someone who takes advantage of all their opportunities. A leader, a dreamer, a winner. The question we have for you is, are you ready to be a Don?
This is it.
Have a good first day.
You too, Mom.
Everyone's journey looks a little different at Santa Ana College. Whether you're just starting out or starting a new chapter. With flexible classes, valuable student services, and a range of degrees and certificate programs, students of all kinds can find inspiration and empowerment at Santa Ana College. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. We're up to you.
Life doesn't change overnight. It takes effort and dedication. It takes learning new skills and putting yourself and loved ones first. At Santa Ana College, you can complete a full-time accelerated online program in just 2 years. Choose a program that meets your needs and changes your educational dreams into a well-deserved reality. Building the life you want means taking a first step. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Where it leads is up to you.
Welcome everyone to the Bill Cook Gymnasium. It's the 2025 home opener for the Dons volleyball team as they get set to take on the Golden Eagles from West Hills Lemoore College. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. The Dons are 1-2 on the young season and will be busy the next 2 weeks as they prepare for conference play at the end of the month of September. Santa Ana is led by third-year head coach Mariah Kunapo-Aguirre, who was a player herself during the 2013 and 14 seasons, coming off a loss to Palomar College this past Friday, in which the Dons were swept. The Dons will be in their new black uniforms, and the Liberos will be in their gray. Lemoore College on the other side, they are 5-1 on the young season, and have traveled a long way to get here, a 4.5-hour drive down the 5 freeway here to Santa Ana. The Golden Eagles are led by fourth-year head coach Kevin Wilds. They're coming off a 3-0 sweep to Clovis College last Friday in the West Hills Challenge, a tournament they annually host. Lemoore will be in their navy blue uniforms with the gold Lemoore across the chest. The Libero will be in the white uniform. Both teams get lined up. Again, West Hills Lemoore taking on Santa Ana College here at the Bill Cook Gymnasium. My name is Noah Alvarez. Glad you could join us, whether you're watching live or watching the replay at a later date. We're about 30 seconds away from the national anthem, and once we cut to the national anthem, we'll have a commercial break for you and announce the starting lineups when we come back. Back here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Dons volleyball for the first time this fall in 2025. Let's go ahead and get you the starting lineups, starting with your Santa Ana Dons. The Dons are led by third-year head coach Mariah Kunapo Aguirre, and her lineup looks like this. At outside hitter, it's Lyric Birdsong, a sophomore from Cypress High School. At the other outside hitter, it's Diana Avila, a freshman from Foothill. At the setter position, it's Alexis Tortola. She's a sophomore from Bishop Amat and played at the setter position last year as a true freshman. At the opposite, it's Lessa Tafua, a freshman from Santiago High School, the one in Garden Grove. Shane Pope gets the start at libero. She's a freshman from El Medina High School. Seidel Sanchez gets the start at middle alongside Olivia Starr. Sanchez, a freshman from Segerstrom, while Starr is a freshman from Los Alamitos High School. That's your starting lineup for your Santa Ana Dons. Over on the left side of your screen in the black uniforms. For West Hills Lemoore, they're led by head coach Kevin Wilds, and his lineup looks like this. At outside hitter, it's Olivia Norian. At the other outside, it's Emily Ramirez. Getting the start at opposite is Alexa Morfin. Kiana Rivera gets the start at setter. Adrian Davis gets the start at defensive specialist. Ella Jackson will make the substitution for the libero, and Corey Merrill gets the start in middle tonight for Kevin Wilds. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Volleyball, first volleyball match here at home this season. The Dons have played 3 matches thus far. They fell short to Cerritos College first week of the season on Friday, August 22nd. They were swept by the Falcons, defeated San Diego City College on Wednesday, August 27th, 3-1, and then were swept by Palomar College 3-0. It's a much different roster here for Mariah Kunapo Aguirre and the Dons coaching staff. It was all freshmen last year, and a few of those freshmen stuck around. They have 5 total sophomores on the roster. Players like Garcia, Birdsong, Tortola, and Peter were all impact freshmen last year for the squad. A couple players moved on, but there's a lot of freshmen here ready to make an impact for the Dons this year. So Sanchez will make that substitute for Shane Pope. She's in the gray libero uniform. The rest of the Dons are in black. And coming in at the libero position is Adrian Davis. West Hills Lemoore, on the other hand, have 7 sophomores. 6 of them were on last year's roster. Again, head coach Kevin Wilds. Only one assistant made the trip down here to Southern California, Brianna Hall Allen. Other assistants are Casey Norman, Noelle Martin, Lindsey Johnson. That's the coaching staff. But again, only Brianna Hall Allen is the only other coach in attendance. West Hills Lamar starts to serve. Here's a play for Santa Ana on the line. It's the first point here at the Bill Cook Gymnasium, and it goes to Lessa Tafua. Tafua went to Santiago High School, home of the Cavaliers. Not to be confused with Santiago in Garden Grove, home of the Sharks. Birdsong will get things started for the Dons. On her serve, she's a sophomore from Cypress. Another point for the Dons. Right at the net, Olivia Starr. First time we call her name. Freshman from Alamitos, Los Alamitos. Dons lead 2-0 in the first set. Play for the Lemoore middle in that time. They finally get on the scoreboard. Substitution as Morfin will sub out. Coming in is Alina Ibarra, defensive specialist, a freshman from Strathmore. Again, Lemoore in that area near Fresno, California, about 45 minutes away from Fresno. So come a long ways down. Pope gets the first touch. A chance for Lemoore here after the free ball. They just push it over. It hits the antenna. Dons take an early 3-1 lead here in the first set. Seidel Sanchez now checks back in for Shane Pope. Can't really see it on your screen because of the angle we're at the camera, but over to the left off your screen, you see the amount of players the Dons have on their bench this year compared to last year. Much different size roster. That time the off speed earns a point for Lemoore. A back row attack for Ibarra. She has a big smile on her face. Last year, the Dons had only 9 players on the roster. Correction, 10 players on the roster. But tonight, the Dons have 17 players in uniform. Lemoore digs it out. Here's a chance for the middle. It's a free ball. Bump set. Over Tafua. Lemoore ready for that one. Back row attack. Tafua gets the second touch. Birdsong will bump it over. A free ball for Lemoore. Chance for the outside, and Ibarra partially deflected at the net. The off speed, too short. It was Avila. That time we went with the off speed on the far side of your screen. Left it short. Things are all tied up at 3 apiece. First set, Dons taking on the Golden Eagles of West Hills Lemoore. Back set for Tafua, flat-footed attack. Chance for Lemoore off Pope's arm. And another point. First lead for the Golden Eagles this evening. They lead 4-3. It's their only match down here in Southern California. Typically you see a team outside the area as there's a service error made by Lemoore and things are tied up at 4. But usually you see a team travel down here and stay here for a couple days, maybe for a tournament or for a couple games if possible. But Don's only team that they're going to play here in Southern California. They travel back tonight. A lot of traveling today. Back row attack for Nurian. Tortola now sets it up for Seidel Sanchez, and Sanchez gets her first attack opportunity of the evening. Gives the Dons a 5-4 lead. Lessa Tafua to serve. Bad first touch there. Lemoore lucky to play it over. It's a free ball for the Dons. Tortola sets it up far side for Avila. Through the double block attempt. Another point for the Dons, 6-4. On the coaching staff with Mariah Kunapo Aguirre, Lashana Johnson, and Cole Trent. New assistant coach is Michael Nguyen, not in attendance this evening. Played over, an off-speed shot. I'm not sure if that was the intent there off Emily Ramirez. Looked like it hit off the fingertips. So it's a serve for West Hills Lemoore. To serve is Ella Jackson. Jackson with their jump serve. Tortola bump sets it over for Birdsong in the back row. Pushed over by the Eagles. Tortola over to Avila. Avila earns another point for the Dons. Closest defender there was Norian. Dons lead 7-5 in the first set. Both teams will have tomorrow off. The Golden Eagles travel to Monterey Peninsula College for a tournament on Friday, September 5th, take on College of the Siskiyous and Monterey Peninsula. That time, Maddie Melendez unable to get to that one. It's a point for the Eagles, trail by 1. 7-6 is the score. The upcoming schedule for the Dons after tonight. They'll host Southwestern and LA Harbor in the Santa Ana Tri tomorrow. They'll host Southwestern at 1 p.m., LA Harbor at 5 p.m. It's a point for the Dons. Infraction called on Lemoore. Dons lead 8-6. And thanks for tuning in to Dons Volleyball. Here's the first time we're going to see Shane Pope serve the ball for Santa Ana College this season here at home. Another point there for Lemoore. Melendez couldn't get to that one in time. Maddie Melendez in on the court. She's a freshman from Charter Oak. We'll reset the 6 on the floor for you. It's Melendez, along with Avila, Pope, Starr, Tortola, and Birdsong. Floating serve, dump set there, and Tortola earns her first dump set here at home at least. As we look at the statistics on the season, does she have a kill on the year? She does have one, so her second of the season. First here at home, Lesa Tafua will check back in for Maddie Melendrez. Tortola to serve. Blocked at the net. Free ball here for the Lemoore Eagles as it went over on the first touch by the Dons. Pope also puts it up on the first serve. Tafua keeps it alive. Free ball for the Eagles. Back set. Out of bounds. A point for the Dons. Wide left on the shot attempt there by Norian. Dons lead 10-7 in the first set. Tortola still to serve. Too long on the attack. Another point for the Dons, 11-7. Tortola last year as a freshman was able to record 36 service aces. She led the team in that category, both her and Natalie Peter. Very effective last season. Does not have a service ace this season yet. It's going to be a free ball for the Dons. Lemoore just has to play it over. Birdsong on the opposite side. Double touch there on the Eagles. Not sure if Starr and the Dons heard that whistle. The up ref tonight is Matt Laveau. Joseph Sloat is the down ref here on your near side of your screen. Derek Resch and Angel Quellar are the line judges. Scorer tonight is Isis Ross. The referee crew tonight here at Bill Cook Gymnasium. Tortola looking to make it 5 straight points for the Dons. A joust at the net. And a point for the Dons. (13-7). It was once an 8-7 match. The Dons pulling away here from the Golden Eagles. Tortola, another jump serve. Back set. Opportunity for Merrill. Tafua, too wide on her cut shot. She tried to hit it towards the far side and missed it by a few feet. It ends a 6-0 run, a 5-0 run for the Santa Ana Dons. Still in the first set, Dons lead 13-8 over Lemoore College. Tortola will set it up for Tafua, the freshman. Puts it over. Eagles are ready. First dump set we've seen from Kiana Rivera. Birdsong with the powerful strike right at the net. Starr and Tafua miscommunicate. And that's a point for the Eagles. Back-to-back points. Starr thought Tafua was going to grab it. Tafua thought Starr was going to bump it. Dons lead 13-8. Another serve opportunity for Adrian Davis. She leaves it short. Second service error by the Golden Eagles this evening. Thanks again for tuning in to Dons Volleyball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're tuning in for one of the volleyball members of the team this year. Birdsong to serve. Birdsong gets the first dig. Bump set by Tortola. Starr from the middle. Bumped over by the Golden Eagles. A free ball for the Dons. The Starr in the middle. Earns another point. 15-9. Dons lead has grown to 6. But again, when you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you get a notification every time we go live. During the fall season, we'll have men's and women's soccer, volleyball, and football on Saturdays. Chance for Jackson. Birdsong can't get there, and it's a point for the Golden Eagles. First, we're going to see of Alexis Esparza tonight. She will sub in for Diana Avila. Esparza is a freshman from Patriot High School. That's over in Jurupa Valley. To serve now is Alina Ibarra. First time we'll see her serve this evening. Barr, a freshman from Strathmore. Violation on the Dons earns Lemoore another point, 15-10. Down ref Joseph Sloat explaining to Tafua and Tortola. No protest there from the coaching staff of the Dons. Back set by Tortola, chance for Tafua. Off the net. Lemoore unable to capitalize. Nourian leaves it short. She hits the bottom of the net there, and it's a point for the Dons. 16-11, they lead here in the first set. An exciting time to be a college sports fan. We had the first soccer match of the season last year. The Dons did fall short to Long Beach City College by a score of 2-1. Point there for Lemoore. Kill opportunity set up by Keon Rivera. Norian to serve. And before that, Ramirez will check back in for Maysel de la Cruz. First touch there by Sanchez. Sanchez sends it backwards, and Dons are unable to recover. Deficit has been cut to 3. Lemoore clawing back, 16-13, they trail. We had the first football game on Saturday. So the first home games for all the sports teams coming up this week. Another point there for Lemoore. They trail now 16-14. First women's soccer match will be this Friday. Dons have 2 more home matches at the Bill Cook Gymnasium tomorrow afternoon. Seidel Sanchez earns her second kill of the evening. Substitution as Maddie Melendez will come in for Tafua. Melendez will get a chance to serve here. 17-14, Dons lead. First set, jump serve. Back set there by Lemoore. Wide shot by Jackson. Sends it wide of the near sideline. Dons lead by 4, 18-14. Golden Eagles in the navy blue uniforms, Dons in the black. Debut of these uniforms this season. Another back set opportunity for Jackson. Melendrez right there. Tortola sets it up in the back row for Birdsong. Off the fingertips of Lemoore. That's a point for the Dons. Too much steam from that one. As a sophomore from Cyprus puts the Dons back up by 5, 19-14. Melendrez still to serve. Back-to-back points by the Dons. Bad first touch, pushed over by the Eagles. Free ball here for the Dons. An opportunity for Esparza. 3 points in a row for Santa Ana College. Dons starting to pull away here in set number 1. That'll be the first time out as head coach Kevin Wilds wants to talk things over with his team before the score gets out of hand. And thanks for tuning in to Dons Volleyball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. While we have this break in the action, this QR code for you, and if you're interested in donating to the Santa Ana College Athletics program, you can do so here by scanning the QR code on your smart device. And you pull up your phone or your camera, point that at the QR code, and it'll take you to a screen. Remember, all your donations go directly to supporting all the student athletes here, both in and off the field. They'll have the tools, resources to succeed here at Santa Ana College and represent their school with pride. And we appreciate your support in advance for donating to the Santa Ana College Athletics program. After the timeout, Dons lead 20-14 over Lemoore College. Again, Lemoore, about 40 minutes outside of the city of Fresno, if you're familiar with the cities along the Central Valley. Came a long ways, about a 4.5-hour drive, depending on how much traffic they got. Melendrez still to serve. It's been 3 straight points for the Dons. A joust at the net. Donza will win that one. Ramirez left it short. There was a bump set deep in the back row. Ramirez just had to scramble to get to that one. A chance for Melendrez to get 5 straight points. Really seal things off. Sanchez delivers a strike down the middle. Too hot for Davis to handle. 22-14. Dons lead by 8 now. 3 points away from claiming a first set victory in their win against San Diego City College. They defeated the Knights 25-18 in that first set. Back set there, and Melendrez and Birdsong both in the area code. Miscommunication between the two. In their win over San Diego City, the Dons won the first 2, lost set number 3 to force set number 4, but they took care of the Knights 25-17 in set number 4. They defeated the Knights last year in 5 sets. That was a thriller. We had that one here at the Bill Cook Gymnasium. This year, they had to play the Knights on the road. Lemoore can't keep this one in play. A 23-15 advantage for the Santa Ana Dons. Starr will check back in for Seidel Sanchez. Shane Pope to serve, a freshman from El Medina High School, home of the Vanguards. Low line drive serve, it goes over. Chance for Tortola, dump set attack. On the second touch, Birdsong just gonna have to play it over, a free ball for Lemoore. Set up by Rivera, the decoy. Off the antenna, call made by the line judge on the near side, Angel Cuellar. And it's a point for the Dons. They have set point. 24-15 is the score, 1 point away from claiming their first set victory here at home this season. Pope, jump serve, knuckler. That one died at the last minute, and Rivera couldn't handle on the second touch. A set victory here for the Dons. 25-15 is the final score in set number 1. We're going to cut to a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have the action of set number 2. Back here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel, Dons came out victorious in set number 1 over Lemoore College by a final score of 25-15. Just about ready for set number 2. We're going to take a look at the scoreboard from around the 3C2A to check out if any of the other Orange Empire Conference teams, of course the Dons play in the Orange Empire Conference. And there are a few teams in action. The Golden West Rustlers defeated West LA earlier today by a sweep, 3-0. Riverside taking on San Bernardino Valley. Riverside hosting the Wolverines, 24-17. They lead in set number 1. Orange Coast currently leads 1-0 over El Camino. That's at El Camino over in the city of Torrance. Saddleback plays later tonight at Mira Costa. IVC host Mount SAC later tonight at 6 p.m. And Santiago Canyon College host Compton College. No, that game is postponed. So that game postponed to a later date. But those are the teams from the Orange Empire Conference in action. If we have another break in the action, we'll go ahead and relay some of the scores from the Southern California teams. Can the Dons play in the Orange Empire Conference? Tomorrow they'll take on Southwestern College. That one tips off at 1 p.m. And then on Thursday, well, the same day, they have another game with LA Harbor at 5 p.m. In between those two games, Southwestern will take on LA Harbor in the Santa Ana Tri. They didn't have that last year, so hopefully that's something going forward that the Dons will have with head coach Mariah Kunapo Aguirre in her 3rd season. Assistants LaShawna Johnson, Cole Trent, and Michael Nguyen on the staff for the Dons. Alexis Tortola to serve. She'll start things off for the Dons in set number 2. They came out victorious 25-15. There's the service, ace. First of the season for Alexis Tortola. Good energy on the bench for the Santa Ana Dons. Again, just to the right of your screen is now the Dons are in the black, going from right to left. The Golden Eagles in the navy blue uniforms, going from left to right on your screen. Set up by Rivera. A chance here for Morphin. Wide on her shot. Dons take a 2-0 lead. 6 on the floor for the Dons to start set number 2. Alexis Tortola, Diana Avila, Shane Pope, Olivia Starr, Natalie Peter, and Leanne Halleck. Rivera, back set. Dons were prepared. Birdsong, finesse shot. She floats it over the net. An opportunity for Ramirez. Dons ready. Back and forth rally. This one a point for the Golden Eagles. Shot there off of Ramirez. Peter, it looked like Halleck were both there to make a block. Slid right off of their arms into the field of play, or the court of play for the Dons. Tortola bump set. Pope will just play it over. It's a free ball. Rivera sets it up to the far side. A point there for Norian. Tied up early on, 2-2 in set number 2. Thanks again for tuning in to Dons Volleyball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Emily Ramirez, the first one to serve here in set number 2 for the Golden Eagles. A freshman from Avenal. Tortola and Pope miscommunicate. That ball hits the court. Both Tortola and Pope bump into each other. They both have smiles on their faces as they communicate who should have had that ball. First time we've seen that. Ramirez still to serve. 3 straight points now for the Golden Eagles. Diving dig attempt there. Peter capitalizes as the ball that was dug out by the Golden Eagles hung around the net. Peter made the Eagles pay. Things tied up at 3 apiece. Avila will check out. Subbing in is Alexis Esparza. Second time we're seeing her. Coming all the way from Jurupa Valley. That's in the Inland Empire. A lot of universities, or not universities, community college out there closer, like Chaffey College or even Riverside City. It's a service ace for Lyric Birdsong. Birdsong leads the team in that category this year. Now 3. But right after the ace, she records a service error right into the middle of the net. And it's a 4-4 game. Ella Jackson gets ready to serve here for the Golden Eagles, led by fourth-year head coach Kevin Wilds. Peter on the attack. Lemoore prepared. Back set there by Rivera. Dons able to recover. A chance for Esparza. Both teams trading blows. A block at the net. Dons. Almost a point. Peter, a solo block there, but the Lemoore Eagles keep it alive. Esparza pushes it over. Diving save attempt there by Merrill. Back row attack. Two. No, it's in. Was about to say too strong, but at the last second, dove and hit the line. Call made there by Angel Quellar, the line judge. Lemoore has their first lead of the second set. They lead 5-4. And thanks for tuning in to Don's Volleyball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. My name is Noah Alvarez. A service error there made by Emily Ramirez. That's a point for the Dons. Things are tied up at 5 apiece in set number 2. Dons won set 1 by a score of 25-15. First set victory here at home. Natalie Peters to serve, another player who was very effective. Scored a lot of service aces last year. We'll pull up that exact number when we have a break in the action. A chance for Esparza. Golden Eagles prepared. These two teams evenly matched. Another long rally. Esparza will just bump this one over, a free ball. Dug out by Melendrez. A chance for Esparza on the near side, right to Ramirez. Ramirez now on the attack from the back row. Peter sends it behind. Eagles 6-5 lead. Substitution, the first time we're going to see Riley Hendricks in tonight's match. She's listed as a setter from Visalia, California. Into the net, so she gets subbed in to serve. A service error ties things up at 6 apiece. Hadassah Miranda going to check in for the first time, along with Yuritsi Aviles. They come in for Tortola and Halleck. Hadassah Miranda is a sophomore from Long Beach Carrillo High School. She spent her freshman season at Golden West College a few seasons ago. And Yuritsi Aviles, freshman from Anaheim High School. Hendricks sets it up. I'm going to call that a double hit. Double hit on Norian. Miranda still to serve. Where's number 7? Hendrick bump set over on the far side for Rivera. Marassa now sends it up for. Diving save attempt, and Lemoore keeps it alive. One of the players hits the line, though. That's a point for the Dons. 8-6 is now the score. First home match, more fans piling into the Bill Cook Gymnasium. Long serve by Miranda goes out. A point for the Golden Eagles, and it ends a 3-0 run there by the Santa Ana Dons. Shane Pope, the libero, checks back in for Diana Avila. To serve now is Maisel de la Cruz. She's a freshman from Porterville. Sanchez with some steam on her attack. Golden Eagles prepared a finesse shot. Avila slides to a knee to save that one. Pope bumps it over on the third touch. A free ball for the Golden Eagles. Hendricks sets it up for the middle. Merrill short. A point for the Dons. They lead 9-7. Birdsong will check in for Maddie Melendrez. Serve here by Alexis Esparza towards the far side. Bumped over. Free ball here. Aviles gets an attack. Lemoore able to recover, blocked at the net by Sanchez and Aviles. That time through the double block, and a point for Lemoore. Off the fingertips of the double block attempt, that time by Sanchez and Aviles. Bit more height on the roster this year for the Santa Ana Dons. Sanchez stands at 5'11". Aviles at 5'8". Also Lessa Tafua at 5'10". Some good height on the roster for the Dons compared to last season. Birdsong powers it through the double block. A chance here on the far side for Ramirez. Pope keeps it alive for the Dons. A free ball, however. Miranda keeps it alive, and a free ball one more time for the Golden Eagles. Too long on the strike attempt there by Rivera. Dons lead 10-8 in set number 2. Quick conversation with assistant coach Brianna Hall-Allen and her player Ella Jackson, a freshman from Modesto. Shane Pope on her jump serve. She likes to keep it low to the net. Finesse shot there. Pope can't get to it. Rivera with a good call for the off speed. She's listed as a setter, and when she first started the match, she was a setter primarily for this team. However, when Riley Hendricks came in, she's got an opportunity to make some attacks. Capitalize on that last one. She's now serving for the Golden Eagles. Miranda sets it up for Birdsong. Rivera, back set. Ramirez. Pope there for the Dons. Birdsong short on her attack. It hit the top of the net. The presence there of both Jackson and Morphin might have affected her attack there. Things are all tied up at 10 apiece here at the Bill Cook Gymnasium. Miranda, bump set to Birdsong. A double hit. Double hit there. A violation on the Lemoore Golden Eagles. Dons lead 11-10. 2 more substitutions. Aviles and Miranda out. Tortola and Halleck both back in. A lot more depth on the roster this season for head coach Kunipo Aguirre. Tortola. Dump set attack there by Rivera. Dons were prepared. Birdsong just got it over the block attempt. Ramirez with an attack. Back set for Halleck. Rally going between the Eagles, and this one short on the attack by Morphin, the opposite from Coalinga. She's one of 7 sophomores on the roster here on the near side. You got a good look on that on your screen. Just left it short on her kill attempt. Tortola with another jump serve. Rivera towards the far side, sets it up for a teammate. Pope and the Dons prepared. Off the net, and it's a point for Birdsong and the Dons. They lead now 13-10. We're here in set number 2 at the Bill Cook Gymnasium. Chance here for Ramirez. Tortola now sets it up for Birdsong. Birdsong wanted to push it across at an angle. Substitution here for the Golden Eagles as Norian checks back in for De La Cruz. Norian's a sophomore from Reedley, California. Ramirez to jump serve. Tortola sets it up for Halleck on the near side, blocked at the net. Halleck and the Dons keep it alive. The finesse shot that time works for Santa Ana College, and Halleck earns another point. Dons lead now 13-11. Birdsong to serve. Sophomore from Cyprus. Wide right on her serve. It goes out of bounds. A service error. The second one of the set here. Maddie Melendrez will check back in for the Dons. Melendrez, a freshman from Charter Oak. He's played in all 3 matches this year. Jackson, jump serve. Melendrez, first one there. Bad first touch, it goes wide left. Dons lead 14-13 now. Deficit has been cut to 1. Jackson still to serve. Melendrez. That one hits one of the beams up there here at the gymnasium. Free ball played over by Natalie Peter. Tortola sets it up for Esparza on the near side. Deflected out of bounds off Lemoore. A point for the Dons. They go back up by 2. 15-13 is the score. Natalie Peter will serve on the near side, just outside or just beyond your screen. Cross court serve. Dump attack, snuffed out there by the Dons. Esparza, cross court shot. Free ball here for the Dons. Let's see what they can do with it. Tortola sets it up for the middle. Sanchez with some steam, a joust. Sanchez wins. 16-13 is the score. Dons lead in set number 2. Sanchez making an impact already. As a freshman, one of the freshmen from Segerstrom High School. Just down the street here in the city of Santa Ana. A ricochet off the block attempt. I believe that was Halleck and Sanchez both there. It's a point for the Golden Eagles. That ends a 3-0 run. Riley Hendricks to serve now. Tortola sets it up for the middle. Finesse shot. Hung on the net for a bit. Right there, Halleck puts it over and off the ricochet. That looked like it was Tortola who just sent it over, and it was wide right. Good rally between both these teams, active in the middle. Hendricks to jump serve one more time. Tortola will set it up for Halleck on the far side. Golden Eagles prepared. An opportunity for Rivera. Rivera now at the attacker position with Hendricks in as the setter. Hung on the net. Dons keep it in play. Esparza finds a hole on the near side. Back to a 1-point lead, 17-16. Halleck will check out. Miranda and Aviles check back in for the Dons. Halleck and Tortola both sub out. Now we'll see Hadassah Miranda. She's a transfer from Golden West College. Hendricks sets it up for the middle. Now Aviles gets a crack at it. Opportunity there for Aviles to put it over, but the Lemoore Eagles right there. Dons and Pope make a diving save. This time the attack is short by Norian, right into the top of the net. Gives the Dons another point. 18-16 is the score. These two teams evenly matched, trading blow for blow. Both very active on the middle and the outsides. Hendricks. Off the bottom of the net, Miranda pushes it over to keep it alive. No, it goes out of bounds wide right on the far side of your screen. One thing to make note of with West Hills Lemoore at the moment, they have 2 setters in. They go with that 2-setter look. That allows Rivera to play at the outside as Hendricks gets most of the look or gets most of the touches at the setter. To serve now is Maysel de la Cruz. Miranda sets it up for Sanchez in the middle. Hendricks back set for Rivera. Off the tip of the fingertips of Pope. Things are all tied up at 18 apiece. This one has a feeling like it's going to go down to the wire. De la Cruz, jump serve, middle. Pope on the first touch. Chance for Esparza. Esparza powers it through. Dons lead 19-18. Esparza, freshman from Patriot High School. Melendrez will sub out. Birdsong will check back in. Esparza to serve now. Dons in the black uniforms going from right to left. Golden Eagles going from left to right in the navy blue. Esparza on the first touch. Sanchez too strong there. Sends it long. It's tied up at 19 apiece. Esparza will check out. And Avila will check in. She's a freshman from Foothill High School, located in the city of Tustin. Adrian Davis to serve for the Golden Eagles. She gets the first bump. Hendricks sets it up for her teammate Ramirez, off the double block and out. A point for the Golden Eagles. They lead now 20-19. First lead in a while since they led 5-3. Dons have been in control since retaking the lead early on in set number 2. They won set number 1 by a score of 25-15. Hendricks too wide on her set, and Ramirez hits the antenna on the way up. 20 all late in set number 2. Peter will sub in for Seidel Sanchez. Shane Pope to serve. Dons are using their depth effectively, and on the other end, only so many players they could sub in for the West Hills Lemoore Eagles. That one goes off De La Cruz's hands, and it's a point for Shane Pope and the Dons. 21-20. Pope still to serve, the freshman from El Medina. Jump serve. Ball sort of dies at the end. Jackson on the attack. Dons prepared. Miranda, and it gets through the double block. Attack for Birdsong results in a kill. They lead 22-20. Head coach Kevin Wilds wants to talk things over. Birdsong, the Dons, was an impressive set number 2 here. While we have this break in the action, we'll take a break ourselves and cut to a commercial break.
People always ask us, what's a Don? And our response is easy. To us, a Don is someone who embraces the grind. A Don is a person that brings passion, someone who takes advantage of all their opportunities. A leader, a dreamer, a winner. The question we have for you is, are you ready to be a Don?
Lots of good energy on the sideline here for the Santa Ana Dons. They lead 22-20 in set number 2. The Dons won set number 1 by a score of 25-15. Dons are led by third-year head coach Mariah Kunapo Aguirre, and just off the roster alone, the size and then the height on the roster look like a much stronger team than they did last season. Last year was an all-freshman team as well. No sophomores on the roster. This year they have 5, and we've already seen the impact by players like Birdsong, Tortola, Natalie Peter, Adasa Miranda, who was a transfer. All made an impact this evening for the Dons. Shane Pope to serve. Another lone line drive that just clipped the net. Long in the attack there by Rivera. Dons have a 3-point advantage late in set number 2. They have a chance to go up 2-0 here on this Wednesday evening. They have 2 matches tomorrow, one against Southwestern, the other against LA Harbor, and Pope leaves this one short. So the first service error by Pope on the evening. Deficit got down to 2. Rivera to serve. Kiana Rivera, sophomore from Reedley. Jump serve right to the middle. Aviles will get the second touch. Birdsong plays it over, and it's a free ball for the Golden Eagles. Rivera sets it up for the middle. Jackson keeps it in alongside the back line of the back row. Dons lead 23-22. The deficit has been cut down to 1. Thanks again for tuning in to Dons Volleyball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Rivera. Miranda just gets to it in time. Aviles plays it over as it clips the net. Rivera back sets it. Aviles lets it go. No, they said Avila made a touch on it. And it's a point for Lemoore. They tied things back up at 23 all. This could be a match where they need more than 25 points to determine the victor of this one. Remember, you have to win by 2 in volleyball. Rivera, jump serve. Aviles keeps it alive, but it's a free ball for the Golden Eagles. A chance for Jackson in the middle. This one goes over the net, outside the antenna. And the Golden Eagles are 1 point away from stealing set number 2. They were trailing at 1 point, 23-20, before head coach Kevin Wilds called a timeout. Rivera, jump serve. Bump set for Aviles. Aviles leaves it short, and the Golden Eagles come out with their first set victory here. Final score 25-23. Advantage Lemoore. Before we cut to a commercial break, we want to say thank you for tuning in, and we want to leave this QR code up as we have all the fall season. If you have the means to do so, we're looking for some donations to the Santa Ana College Athletics Program. Remember, your support goes directly to helping all the student athletes thrive, not only in their respective sport, but on campus, on the field, and in the classroom. We'll have the proper resources and tools to succeed at the highest level, both athletically and academically. We appreciate you for supporting the Santa Ana College athletic family. With this break in the action, we'll cut to a commercial break and be back with set number 3 and some scores from around the 3C2A. So we'll at least go 4 sets here tonight at the Bill Cook Gymnasium as the Golden Eagles came from behind to steal set number 2 by a score of 25-23, a nail-biter. Dons were in command for much of that one. The Golden Eagles took a 5-3 lead, but the Dons went on a run and at one point led 20-17. Then it was 23-20 in favor of the Dons. Timeout was called by head coach Kevin Wilds, and it paid off. They stole the next 5 points. Came out victorious by a score of 25-23. Kiana Rivera to serve for the Golden Eagles. Will get you the 6 on the floor for both teams. Tortola will bump set it. And Birdsong pushes it over. A back row violation. No, a double hit violation on Birdsong. Lemoore gets the first point of set 3. For the Dons, it's Alexis Tortola, Lyric Birdsong, Shane Pope, Diana, Avila, Lessa Tafua, and Olivia Starr out on the floor for the Santa Ana Dons. Lemoore, an attack opportunity for Morfin. Morfin leaves it long, a point for Santa Ana College. 6 on the floor for head coach Kevin Wilds, Kiana Rivera, Adrian Davis, Olivia Norian, Emily Ramirez, Alec Jackson, and Corey Mera. Rivera sets it up on the near side for Jackson. Jackson puts it through. 2-1. Coming into this match, the Eagles, Golden Eagles, are 5-1 on the season. 6 matches in the month of September. No, in the month of August. We're here at the beginning of September. Esparza now on the floor, and she earns a point for the Dons. Things are tied up at 2 apiece. The off speed, they're effective in her attack. The Golden Eagles took on Marin College, defeated them in a sweep, swept Skyline and Marin to start off the season, swept Los Medanos, lost to Santa Rosa, and then swept Clovis most recently this past Friday. That's how they have their 5-1 record. Tortola sets it up for Esparza on the far side. She earns the point for the Dons. They go back up 3-2 now. And on the Don season, they opened up the year off with the match against Cerritos College. They were swept. They defeated San Diego City College in 4 sets and were swept then by Palomar College last Friday on August 29th. Both Cerritos and Palomar, as there's a service error by Olivia Starr. But both Palomar and Cerritos on the opening preseason rankings for the 3C2A. Cerritos ranked 20th to open things off, and Palomar ranked 17th. Jackson to serve. Esparza keeps it alive. It's a scramble for the Dons. Rivera sets it up. Tortola dump attack. A scramble there, and Lemoore off balance loses that one. 4-3 is the score. Dons lead in set number 3. Now, when looking at the top 25 rankings, also in the top 25 from the Orange Empire Conference is Orange Coast College. They're ranked number 8 to start the year. Lessa Tafua to serve now for the Dons. Tortola for Esparza. Blocked at the net. Dons recover. Tortola, a back row attack by Birdsong. She puts them up 5-3. So Orange Coast College is the only team to be ranked from the OEC in the preseason rankings. Saddleback drew some votes, but just outside the top 25. Pushed over there by Jackson. Esparza blocked to the net, but on the side of the Golden Eagles. A lift there called. The Dons go up 6-3. Saddleback received some votes, but just outside the top 25, as was Golden West College. They're 1-1 early on in the season. They were swept by Palomar College. Riverside City College also received some votes. They're 2-2 on the young season. Cut shot there, too wide on the near side. An attack there by Morfin. Dons lead now 7-3. Again, my name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. Tafua to serve. The freshman from Santiago put some English on that one. Tortola decides to leave it out. And instead it falls right inside the line. Bang bang play there by Tortola. Lemoore trails 7-4. Leanne Halleck checks back in, freshman from Fullerton High School. Fullerton High School right next to Fullerton College. Halleck decides to come to Santa Ana instead of her neighborhood school or community college. Always interesting to see that when that happens, especially here in the Orange Empire Conference. A lot of competitive teams in the conference. A point there for Lemoore. They trail now 7-5. Dons won set number 1, 25-15. Lemoore took set number 2, 25-23. Hendricks to serve. Tortola, dump attack. Are they going to call? Yes, a double hit violation on the setter. Sophomore from Bishop Amont, guilty of the double hit violation. High arcing serve. Esparza with some power behind that one. Lemoore prepared. A block at the net. The Dons earn a point there. They go back up 8-6, leading by 2. That one didn't clear the top of the net, so it came and hit the top of the net, even though Tortola was there for the block. A 4-hit violation on the Golden Eagles. Esparza to serve. Hendricks, with 2 setters in, sets it up for her teammate, Norian. Dons were prepared. Sanchez with some heat from the middle. 9-6 they lead. Sanchez is one of those freshmen, the incoming freshman this year, that provides a lot of height on the roster for the team. Her, Lesa Tafua, and Yuritsi Aviles, all 5'9" and taller. Tortola sets it up for Birdsong on the run. Golden Eagles play it over. Decoy, back row attack. Halleck keeps it alive for the Dons. A free ball for the Golden Eagles. A middle attack chance there for Merrill. And Merrill ends a 3-0 run for the Dons. Diana Aviles will check back in for Alexis Esparza. Tortola serves it up for Sanchez. Pope there to keep it alive. It rolls over the net. Sanchez plays this over. Both teams had some chances to put the other away, and that time it's an attack error by Emily Ramirez. Ramirez left it short on her attack attempt. Dons lead 10-7. First team to reach double digits, and now all 3 sets. Shane Pope, low line drive, clips the net. Golden Eagles somehow stay with it. Tortola sets it up for Birdsong off the arms of De La Cruz. She couldn't pull it away fast enough at the last minute. She wanted to pull her arms away from the ball. She had a feeling it was going to go out of bounds. We'll never know. Dons lead 11-7. Hendricks will set it up here on the near side for Ramirez. Back set for the back row for Halleck. Tortola on the first touch to Birdsong. Birdsong finesse shot. Golden Eagles prepared. Pope. Tortola for the middle. Star, too much to the left. Ends another 3-0 run for the Dons. They still lead 11-8. Chance for Birdsong, and that had some extra juice on it. Birdsong has been a powerful striker, especially if you tuned in last season as a freshman. She had a few of those last year. Would be cool if we had a radar gun to test the miles per hour, the exit velo, you could say, off the arm of Lyric Birdsong. Tortola to serve. Dons lead 12-8 in set number 3. Hendricks to serve for the middle. Ramirez elevates and puts it through the block attempt there by Star and Tafua. Kiana Rivera to serve. One of 7 sophomores on the roster for head coach Kevin Wilds. Tortola for Tafua, pushes it over. Finesse shot. Tortola there to save it for the Dons. Birdsong will play it over. Does clip the line. That stays in. Call made by Angel Cuellar. Bang, bang play. Some of the Lemoore players don't agree. From our angle here, it did hit the line on the near sideline. Birdsong will stay and serve. She leads the team with 3 service aces on the year. Still very early on in the season. 4 matches in. Right at the top of the net. 4-hit violation on the Dons. That ends another run. Dons lead 13-10, still in set number 3. De La Cruz checks out. Adrian Davis checks back in. Right to the libero, Shane Pope. Dons play it over. Golden Eagles prepared. Right in between Birdsong and Tortola. Birdsong takes the tumble. Dons lead by 2. 13-11 is the score. And thanks for tuning in to Dons Volleyball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Ramirez to serve. Tortola with the dump attack. Saved by Davis. Tortola, a diving effort. Kiana Rivera sets it up for her middle. Jackson puts it through. Back to a 1-point deficit. 13-12, Dons lead in set number 3. Ramirez still to serve. Low line drive, just like Pope does for the Santa Ana Dons. Tafua pushes it across. Golden Eagles prepared. A push shot there, it stays in. What a move there by Emily Ramirez from the back row. We see a lot of back row attacks for players like Lyric Birdsong on the Dons. That's the first time we've seen one for any of the players on the Golden Eagles. Things are all tied up at 13 apiece in set number 3. Tafua over the double block. Rivera now sets it up. Off the deflection. Dons miscommunicate. Peter will check in for Tafua. Peter is a sophomore from La Mirada High School. Ramirez low on her jump serve that time. And they're adjusting the scoreboard. I believe it's a 15-13 advantage, as now the Golden Eagles have gotten 2 straight points. They're going to say 14 all. Star to serve for the Dons. Her serve well long. Lemoore now leads 15-14 in the middle of set number 3. 6 on the court for the Dons. Natalie Peter, Alexis Tortola, Seidel Sanchez, Alexis Esparza, Lyric Birdsong, and Shane Pope. Sanchez gets a chance here. Golden Eagles recover. Pope can't connect with that one on the initial dig. Lemoore now leads by 2. Lemoore is battle tested. They were trailing much of set number 2, came away with a 25-23 victory. We're trailing in the early goings. Continue to claw back. That time Jackson leaves it short on her serve. Dons trail by 1, 16-15. Natalie Peter to serve. Peter last year recorded 34 service aces, second on the team. We mentioned Tortola had 36 last season. Line violation. On the Golden Eagles, and it results in a point. Dons tied things back up, 16 all in set number 3. Temperature's warm outside. It's getting pretty warm here in the Bill Cook Gymnasium. Pope will have to play it over. Free ball for the Golden Eagles. Blocked at the net, and it's a point for the Dons. Both Sanchez and Tortola in the middle. Dons lead by 1, 17-16. Peter still to serve and leaves it short. We're all tied up at 17 apiece. Leanne Halleck will check back in for the Dons. Hendricks also comes back in for the Golden Eagles. Checking out is Morphin. Hendricks to serve. Birdsong on the initial dig. Sanchez gets a chance at it. Free ball for the Dons after that scramble by the Golden Eagles. Blocked at the net, but out of bounds. It was a one-on-one play there at the middle. Sanchez versus Merrill. Merrill got the pause on it. It deflects out of bounds to the near side. And it's a point for the Dons. Alexis Esparza, flat-footed serve, but puts some mustard on that one. Halleck on the initial dig. A chance here for Birdsong on the far side. Slides across the net. And it's a point there for the Dons. They have a 2-point advantage. 19-17 is the score. Dons looking for an important set number 3 victory and would love to go up 2-1. Serve to the near side, and it goes wide right. A service error by Alexis Esparza. De La Cruz will come in for Norian. And Avila will come in for Esparza. De La Cruz to serve for the Golden Eagles. Float serve there. Birdsong with some power. Golden Eagles on the dig, send it over. Sanchez also with some power. That time too strong. Thought it might have deflected off one of the Golden Eagle players. And it's all tied up at 19. 6 on the floor. De La Cruz, Davis, Rivera, Merrill, Hendricks, and Ramirez. For the Golden Eagles, Birdsong. Too powerful there. 20-19. Dons lead. Sanchez subs out for Olivia Starr, a freshman from Los Alamitos. Shane Pope. Too strong on her serve there. 20-20 is the score. We're all tied up late in this third set. Another set that could potentially go past 25. We thought that was going to be the case in set number 2. Golden Eagles finished strong and won that set 25-23. Rivera calls everyone off, sets it up for Ramirez. Avila can't get to it. Golden Eagles back on top, 21-20. 4 points away from stealing what would be another set. Davis to serve. One-handed dump attack there by Tortola. The Eagles are prepared. Little pinball action there between the two teams. Birdsong with the off speed. Birdsong now tries to power it through the single block. Rivera keeps it alive. Hendricks now sets it up for Ramirez, who pushes it across to the back near corner. Birdsong has an attack. Stays in on the line. It's all tied up at 21. A great rally back and forth. Teams both showing a lot of hustle. Natalie Peter will check in for Leanne Halleck. Tortola to serve. Would be a great time for a service ace here from the sophomore. Jump serve. Off speed, Birdsong keeps it alive. What a effort there by the sophomore. Ramirez powers it through off the double block, out of bounds. Golden Eagles now lead by 1, 22-21. 2 points away. 3 points away from taking this set victory. Kiana Rivera to come and serve. Ella Jackson checks back in for head coach Kevin Wild. Miscommunication there between Peter and Pope. Both players went for the ball. Goes out of bounds to the far side. Golden Eagles lead by 2. The Dons have what it takes to Claw back into this one. Birdsong. That ball just dies right in front of her. A timeout called by head coach Mariah Kunapo-Aguirre. With that timeout, let's take a timeout ourselves. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Life doesn't change overnight. It takes effort and dedication. It takes learning new skills and putting yourself and loved ones first. At Santa Ana College, you can complete a full-time accelerated online program in just 2 years. Choose a program that meets your needs and changes your educational dreams into a well-deserved reality. Building the life you want means taking a first step. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Where it leads is up to you.
So Lemoore leads 24-21 late in this third set. Lemoore has a chance to now steal back-to-back sets. The Dons will have to lock in and battle back into this one. A few errors made on the Dons' end. They've been in command for much of this match. And here in set number 3, Pope had a lunge for that one. An attack there. Birdsong, finesse shot. Golden Eagles prepared. Rivera hopes to put this one away. Jackson, Peter digs it out. It's pushed across by Pope. Rivera back set. Over to Ramirez. Stays in play. And it's a point. Birdsong doesn't agree with the call there made by the up ref, Matt Laveau, but it did hit the antenna on the far side. And now Lemoore takes a 2-set-to-1 advantage. So after watching the first 3 sets, the Dons are much improved from last year, but still have some things to iron out this season. But they do have a lot more depth. They do have a lot more talent. They do have a lot more height. A lot more opportunity to create plays offensively on their end. We're going to head to set number 4. Lemoore leads 2-1 here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. We'll come back after this commercial break.
This is it.
Have a good first day.
You too, Mom.
Everyone's journey looks a little different at Santa Ana College. Whether you're just starting out or starting a new chapter. With flexible classes, valuable student services, and a range of degrees and certificate programs, students of all kinds can find inspiration and empowerment at Santa Ana College. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Is up to you.
Starting your college journey is a big step. It requires discipline and dedication while you balance your work, life, and education. At Santa Ana College, you can choose a pathway that fits into your schedule and leads you toward your personal and educational goals. Earn an associate degree, university transfer, career training, or even a bachelor's degree in occupational studies. With classes available both in person and online. Gain the professionalism and confidence you need to further yourself and your career. And become a bigger part of your community. Wraparound services are available to fit your needs and provide all the necessary tools to achieve academic, personal, and career success. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Where it leads is up to you.
I got a show today. It's all I'm trying to do. Hustle and motivate. Choppers a throwaway. Hustle the overweight. That's why they follow me, huh? They think I know the way. 'Cause I took control of things. Ballin' the solo way.
Back here from commercial break, and while we have this break in the action, we'll throw up this QR code one more time. Again, if you're able to donate to the Santa Ana College Athletics program, know that your donation goes directly to assisting all the players, the student athletes here, exceed not only on the field or on the court, but in the classroom as well. They'll have the resources and tools to exceed at the highest level and represent Santa Ana College with pride at the highest level. And we appreciate your donation in advance. Thanks again for supporting the Santa Ana College athletics family. It's a warm one today here in Santa Ana. Temperatures reach 94 degrees outside. Feels pretty warm in the gym. Just about ready for set number 3. Lemoore leads 2-1. The Dons won set number 1 by a score of 25-15. Lemoore stole set number 2, 25-23. And you could say they stole set number 3, 25-21. They've been capitalizing off the errors made by Santa Ana College. A lot of communication errors where two players are both running for the ball. A couple bump and pass errors by the Dons. But a much improved team from last season. A lot more experience on the roster. 5 sophomores this year, 3 returning from last season. We'll get you the 6 on the court after this attack from Birdsong. Avila keeps it alive. A bump set to Rivera on the far side. It doesn't go over. It's a point for the Dons. The 6 on the floor for Santa Ana College. Diana Avila, Hadassah Miranda to serve. Shane Pope, Lyric Birdsong, Natalie Peter, and Olivia Starr. 6 on the floor for the Golden Eagles. Riley Hendricks, Corey Merrill, Emily Ramirez, Olivia Norin, Adrienne Davis, and Emily Ramirez. Birdsong gets it through the block. Dons now lead 2-0 early on in set number 4. They have to win this one to force a set number 5. Be the first time that either team goes to a 5th set. Dons have been in set number 4 already this season, as the Golden Eagles can't get it over. But in their last time, they were up 2-1 over San Diego City on the road back on August 27th for West Hills Lemoore. They were up 2-1 over Marin College back on August also 27th. So both teams have played 4 sets this season. Pushed over by the Golden Eagles. A chance here for Birdsong, leaves it well long. First point of set number 3. Again, can be seen as one of those missed opportunities by the Dons. They've had a few of those that evening. Even if Birdsong puts it into play, you give them yourself a better chance to go up 4-0. Birdsong bumps it over, a free ball, but another free ball here for the Dons. Hendricks will now back set it for Rivera. Too strong. Avila lets it go. Avila, a big sigh of relief as she tried to stretch out and get that one. But it stays out. Dons lead 4-1. Birdsong to serve. She leads the team with 3 service aces on the season. Knuckleball serve, stays in. Call made there by Derek Resch, the line judge. Referee crew in tonight's match. The up ref is Matt Laveau. Down ref, Joseph Sloat on the near side of the screen. Derek Resch on the left. Angel Quellar, the line judge, on the right. Another knuckler by Birdsong. Chance here for Ramirez. Blocked there by Peter and Starr. Double block results in a point for the Dons. They lead 6-1. The scorer tonight is Isis Ross. That time Birdsong serve, dives right into the net. A different approach there. She went with the knuckler the first 2. A flat-footed serve. Dove right down right before the net. Service error, second on the evening. Starr with the left hand. Now Ramirez gets a chance. She sets it over with 2 hands. Miranda for Esparza, past the double block. And it's going to be a point for the Dons. They lead 7-2. Seidel Sanchez checks in for the Dons. Let's see if the Dons can run away with this one and keep the Golden Eagles past arm's length. Every time it seems like the Dons get some momentum, Golden Eagles are able to claw back, and sometimes the self-inflicted wounds, just like that service error by Olivia Starr. Instead of going up 8-2, they now lead 7-3. Seems like every time they put together a 3 or 4-0 run, Golden Eagles are able to capitalize and keep it close. In the last 2 sets, they came out with a victory. Rivera sets it up for Ramirez on the far side, stays in. No one in that back near side corner for the Dons. Ramirez found a vacancy. Ramirez has been very active this evening for the Golden Eagles. Freshman from Avenal. Kiana Rivera on the jump serve. Miranda sets it up for Sanchez off the top of the net. Esparza keeps it alive. Esparza also earns another point there as she caught Rivera off balance, and her first touch went wide. So Tortola will come back in for Miranda at the setter position. Halleck will check back in for Peter. Dons lead 8-4 in set number 4. Dump attack there by Rivera. Dons prepared. Halleck from the back row. A chance for Ramirez. Both Pope and Birdsong run into each other. Another one of those miscommunication. Another thing the Dons will have to clean up as they go forward. They don't begin conference play till later this month. September 17th they travel to Riverside City College. That'll be the first the first conference match of the season. It's a service error there by the Golden Eagles. Dons take a 9-5 lead. First home match in conference will be the Orange Coast College Pirates. That's Friday, September 19th. Too strong on the serve there by Esparza. Service error there by the Dons, the second of the set. Dons lead 9-6. So if you look at the upcoming schedule, Dons host Southwestern and LA Harbor in the Santa Ana Tri tomorrow. On Wednesday the 10th, they host Rio Hondo, travel to West LA and Chaffee before traveling to Riverside City College. This one bumped out of play by Tortola. Dons lead 9-7. Deficit has been cut down to 2. Ella Jackson to serve. So a very busy couple of weeks for the Dons. 5 matches the next 2 weeks before they prepare for conference play. Halleck from the back row. Rivera sets it up for her middle. Tipped at the net by Sanchez. And that time Jackson too short on her attack from the back row. Lesa Tafua will check in for Birdsong. Starr will check in. Shane Pope to serve for the Dons. Rivera, back set attack for Morphin. Dons prepared. Tafua leaves it short. Another attacking error there on the Dons. Self-inflicted wounds. They lead 10-8 still. They need to win this in order to force a set number 5. Hendricks to serve, freshman from Visalia. Where's number 34? Tortola back sets for Halleck in the back row. Rivera on the pass from Ramirez, and she's too strong. 11-8, Dons lead by 3. Miranda will check back in for Tortola. Peter checks back in for Halleck. Miranda to serve, and she's a sophomore. Played at Golden West College a couple seasons ago. Played beach volleyball for the Dons this past spring. Mariah Kunapo Aguirre, also the head coach of that program. Flat-footed serve. Hendricks will set it up for Rivera on the far side. Miranda back set to Peter. Peter blocked at the net. It goes out of bounds. Dons are in a point. 12-8. Dons lead by 4. This is where you want to see the Dons keep their foot on the gas pedal and clean up the mistakes. Eliminate the self-inflicted wounds. Hendricks back to Norian, blocked at the net. Golden Eagles recover. Too strong. No, Quellar says it's in. A point there for the Golden Eagles. 12-9. Dons lead by 3. De La Cruz. Jump serve. Miranda. A pass here to Peter on the near side. Ramirez. Dons recover. Peter, cut shot, too strong. Didn't deflect anybody. Deficit has been cut down to 2. Dons lead 12-10 in set number 4. Served by De La Cruz. Peter plays it over. Had some wicked spin on that one, hit the side of her hand. Too strong in the attack there by the Golden Eagles. Dons 13-10. Esparza checks back in for Avila. And the Dons debuting their home uniforms, their black uniforms tonight. Nice new look that we didn't get to see last year. Hendricks sets it up for Ramirez. Ramirez was past the antenna. So bad pass there by Hendricks, who back set it that time to her teammate on the far side. Lesa Tafua to serve, the freshman from Santiago. No spin on that one, it's a knuckler, and it pays off. A service ace for the Dons. The home crowd makes some noise along with the bench of the Santa Ana Dons. They now lead 15-10. Rivera, a pass to Ramirez with extra heat on that one. Dons able to recover on the block. It stays in play for the Golden Eagles. Off the top of the net. Miranda bump sets it to Peter. Peter dug out by Lemoore. Pope jumped too soon on that one. Off her hand and out of bounds. 15-11, Dons lead. It ends a 3-0 run. Adrian Davis to serve for Lemoore College. She's wearing the white libero uniform. Everyone else in the navy blue. Now it looks like the down ref, Joseph Slope, is going to have a conversation with the scorekeeper here, down at the scores table, right in front of us. Good sized crowd here at the Bill Cook Gymnasium. Again, my name is Noah Alvarez, saying thanks for tuning in, wherever you may be tuning in from, whether you're watching live or tuning into the replay. If you're hoping to support one of the Dons volleyball players this season, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. You'll get a notification every time we go live here from Bill Cook Gymnasium. Now it looks like a discussion between Joseph Slope, the down ref, and head coach Mariah Kunipo Aguirre. So Sloat still trying to figure something out. Dons lead 15-11 here in set number 3. Rivera's going to have a discussion with the up ref, Nat Laveau, who's on the stand. Miranda's also over there as well. 2 setters, 1 from each side. Dons have the Santa Ana Tri tomorrow, and they'll host Southwestern College along with LA Harbor College. Then on September 10th, they'll host Rio Hondo. The Roadrunners come to town. That's their next 3 home games this preseason. And then after that, their next home game will be on Friday, September 19th, as they host Orange Coast College, the first home Orange Empire Conference match of the season. So after the discussion there by down ref Joseph Sloat, Davis gets a chance to serve. Mishandling there. Starr just pushes it across. Ramirez blocked at the net. Starr and Peter both there on the double block. Miranda keeps it alive for the Dons. Peter, flat-footed attack. Starr with the joust, and Peter, no, Miranda can't save that one. Lemoore cuts the deficit to 1. 13-12, Dons lead. And set number 4, low line drive serve. Peter blocked at the net. Rivera and Jackson both there. Sends it back to the Dons. We're all tied at 13 apiece. Floating serve. Birdsong plays it over on the second touch. Don't think that was intentional. A free ball for the Dons. Miranda sets it up for Birdsong. She pushes it across. Jackson gets a chance. Too strong. Dons retake the lead, 14-13. Head coach Kevin Wilds relays the message to his team. Blocked, but stays on the side of Santa Ana College. Peter was the one there. 14 all, set number 4. Kiana Rivera to serve. Sophomore clips the net on her serve. Miranda sets it up for Starr. Jackson was right there to return it back to the Dons. Starr puts it over. Ramirez over the double block. Lemoore takes the lead, 15-14, halfway through the 4th set. Remember, the Golden Eagles lead 2-1, so if they win this set here, they'll come out with the victory. Very impressive performance after losing that first set by a score of 25-15. They're 5-1 on the season, hoping for victory number 6. That one goes out of bounds on the far side. 15 all. Seidel Sanchez will check back in. Freshman middle from Sagerstrom High School. Starr to serve. She has 2 service aces on the evening already. Rivera for Jackson. Miranda sets it up for Esparza here on the near side. Rivera at the net, blocked, but stays on the Don side. No one can recover. Lemoore back up on top, 16-15. Norian checks back in for De La Cruz. Lemoore leads 16-15. Emily Ramirez to serve. Miranda sets it up for a middle. Not enough elevation for Sanchez to get up there. Sanchez deflects this one at the net. Dons have a chance. Miranda with the dump attack there. No one can recover for the Golden Eagles. We're tied up at 16. Tortola comes back in for Miranda. Halleck comes back in to serve. Rivera sets it up on the outside for Norian. Pope, bump set. Over to Esparza, Golden Eagles. Play defense well. Rivera will set it up, this time to her middle of Jackson through the double block. No one there to recover. Birdsong, Pope, and Halleck all in the vicinity. Lemoore leads 17-16. Things coming down to the wire here in set number 4. Ella Jackson to serve. Short on the serve. A service error by the freshman from Modesto. Adrian Davis checks back in. Sophomore from Visalia. Esparza checks out. Diana Avila will check back in. Freshman from Foothill High School, home of the Knights. Jump serve gets over. Rivera, back set. Halleck lays out to keep that one alive. Now a chance for the Golden Eagles. A chance for Norian right in between Pope and Avila. No one can dig that out. Golden Eagles lead by 1, 18-17. Morphin checks out. Riley Hendricks checks back in. That two-setter look here for Lemoore College. Scoreboard currently reads 18 all, but I think that is incorrect. The down ref, Joseph Sloat, has been busy, and we'll double check to make sure no score is off at the moment. Thanks again for tuning in to Don's Volleyball here at the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. West Hills Lemoore plays in the Central Valley South Conference. Home of the likes of Taft College, West Hills Coalinga, College of the Sequoias, and Porterville. Taft currently 8-1 on the season, and they're also in the top 25 rankings. Saw them earlier. We'll look for them as we resume play. Taft ranked 18th, so they have a tough opponent in their conference this season. Norian sends this one wide. No, it stays in. The line judge, Derek Resch, says it stays in. Lemoore leads 19-17. Lemoore takes a 2-point lead. Largest lead here in set number 4 for them. Can the Dons battle back here late? They've let things slip in the past 2 sets. A chance for Norian, it goes out. Avila with the wise decision to let it go. Dons trail by 1. Star checks back in. Shane Pope to serve. Merrill gets a chance here for the Golden Eagles. Now Star leaves it short. Unsure of her approach there. Maybe on her heels that time as she went up for the swing. Hit the top of her hand and just kind of sent the ball into a backspin towards the net. Not much power on it. De La Cruz now to serve for the Golden Eagles. A knuckler. Short. Rivera tried to push it over. Misses, hits the top of the net, and it's a point for Emily Ramirez and the Golden Eagles. They now lead by 3. Head coach Mariah Kunabo Aguirre will take a timeout, and we'll cut to a commercial break ourselves. Golden Eagles lead 21-18 over the Dons.
People always ask us, what's a Don? And our response is easy. To us, a Don is someone who embraces the grind. A Don is a person that brings passion. Someone who takes advantage of all their opportunities. A leader, a dreamer, a winner. The question we have for you is, are you ready to be a Don?
Back here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. My name is Noah Alvarez. Lemoore leads 21-18 here in set number 4. 4 points away from closing things out. Rivera sets it up for the middle Merrill. Tortola to Halleck. Golden Eagles prepared for that one. The off speed, Halleck can't get there in time. First time that the off speed has been effective for the Golden Eagles. Dons have fallen apart late in each of the last 3 sets now. They had leads for the majority of set number 2, 3, and 4. They do bounce back and earn a point here on a back road attack by Diana Avila. They trail 22-19. Now a timeout called by head coach Mariah Kunapo Aguirre, as it seems like the Dons were out of rotation. We'll go ahead and check in on some scores from around the 3C2A and update you on the scores from the teams also playing in the Orange Empire Conference. So earlier today we mentioned Golden West College defeated West LA 3-0. Riverside currently trailing 2-1 to San Bernardino Valley College. Orange Coast defeated El Camino in a sweep, 3-0. Saddleback and Miracosta, there's no score from that one. That's at Miracosta. And no score from Mount Sac at Irvine Valley. I don't believe Irvine Valley still has a live stats person. Some scores from also around the Southern California region. Mount San Jacinto leads Los Angeles City 2-0. Cerritos leads Palomar in a battle of top 25 teams and 2 teams that defeated Santa Ana earlier this season. Cerritos leads Palomar 1-0 right now. That is at Cerritos College. A couple games earlier from the Northern California region. San Diego Miramar did defeat Rio Hondo 3-1. We resume action. Tortola to serve. They trail by 3. Birdsong bumps it over. And it's a free ball for the Golden Eagles. A chance for Merrill on the slide. It gets over. Pushed across by Pope. A chance for Ramirez. Blocked at the net. That was Halleck there. Stays in play. Pope with the great dig. Avila keeps it alive. Starr bumps it over. A great rally between both these 2 teams. An attack for Birdsong. In the middle. A joust at the net. Onto the side of the Dons. It goes over. Feels like a scramble from both sides. Birdsong plays it over on the first touch as she falls to her knees. Back row attack for De La Cruz. Avila there. Tortola sets it up for Birdsong on the near side. The finesse shot doesn't find home. De La Cruz again. She tries a finesse shot. Halleck, flat-footed attack. Birdsong throws it over. Golden Eagles prepared. It's a free ball. Pope gets the first touch. Tortola tries to put it over on the second touch. A point as they call a violation on the Dons. What a rally there by both teams. Can't see it, I'm sure, from your camera angle, but both teams look exhausted after that long rally. Dons now trail by 4, 23-19. Davis to serve. It goes out of bounds. Birdsong wise to let that one go. Dons trail 23-20. Birdsong to serve. Hands on her knees as she catches her breath. Knuckle serve there. Rivera to Ramirez on the far side. She's been active late in this match. Esparza gets a chance. No, that's Avila. Stays in right on the back line. Dons cut the deficit to 21. This is the loudest we've heard the Bill Cook Gymnasium for a volleyball match in each of the past 2 seasons as the Dons hope to force set number 5. Birdsong still to serve. Put some English on that serve. Rivera will set it up for Ramirez. Tortola. Now a chance for Avila. Blocked at the net. Jackson and Rivera both there. Halleck gets a chance from the back row. Golden Eagles prepared. Jackson partially blocked. Dons keep it in play. Avila blocked at the net. Star keeps it in. Rivera sets it up. No one there. Miscommunication by Lemoore. And head coach Kevin Wild wants a timeout. The crowd is roaring. Dons trail by 1 as they hope to force set number 5 here. Would be very exciting to have a 5th set. We did have one last year, and I want to pull up the archives because it was an exciting one between the Dons and San Diego City. I want to get the exact date, but that match went 5 sets, and it was a back-and-forth match. It was back on September 16th last year in 2024. And in that game, the Dons won the first set 25-20. San Diego City won set number 2 25-21. Dons won the third set 25-22. San Diego City needed 31 points to win set number 4, and then the Dons were able to win 15-10 in set number 5. So the 5th set is always, well, not always, but treated, you could say, as overtime, as you would say in other sports. Dons hoping to force that 5th set here. They trail 23-22. There's the horn as we return back to action. Here at the Bill Cook Gymnasium, my name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in, wherever you may be tuning in from. Birdsong to serve. Dons trail 23-22. Rivera bumps that to Jackson in the middle. She earns a point. And the Golden Eagles have set point now. 24-22 is the score. Jackson in the middle at 6 foot from Modesto. Shows her strength and prowess there. Kiana Rivera to serve. Tortola sets it up for Avila. Floats it over, but the Eagles were prepared. Blocked at the net. It didn't get over. That's a 4th hit violation on Lemoore. Deficit cut back down to 1. Dons need another point here to tie things up. Olivia Starr to serve, the freshman from Los Alamitos. Takes a few bounces. Low line drive, just clears the net. Jackson gets a chance on the right side. Sanchez keeps it alive. A free ball though for Lemoore. Ramirez has to just bump it over. A chance for Avila with some power. Right there is Davis. Back row attack for De La Cruz. Tortola on the run, serves it up for Avila. Both teams trading attacks. Ramirez partially blocked at the net. Tortola sets it up for Halleck. Now on the far side. De La Cruz can't get there. It's tied up at 24. And you can hear the roar from the home crowd at the Bill Cook Gymnasium. We'll at least need 26 to win set number 4 here and force a 5th set. Dons have clawed back into this one. Star still to serve. Rivera bump set. Flat foot attack goes out of bounds. The Dons are now up 25-24 and have set point. That whole possession there by the Golden Eagles seemed disoriented off the first touch. Can Olivia Starr put it away for the Dons? Starr to serve. Rivera sets it up for Jackson on the far side. Birdsong can't dig it out cleanly. We're tied at 25. Now we need 27 to win it. Remember, you have to win a set by 2. Norian will check in for De La Cruz. Emily Ramirez to serve. Very talented opposite, or outside hitter, correction, from Avenal. Avila has to play it over. Free ball for the Golden Eagles. Hits the top of the net. It never went over. 4-hit violation on the Golden Eagles, and now the Dons have a chance to clinch it. Leanne Halleck will march back to serve this one. Dons lead 26-25 here in set number 4. Halleck, jump serve. Rivera, back set for Jackson, finds an opening. Wow, what an attack there by Jackson. Down the stretch, she has been huge for Lemoore College. We're tied at 26. All the fans in attendance losing their minds with the action going on late in tonight's match. Dons need this set victory to force a set number 5. Birdsong sends this high into the air and off the wall. And now Lemoore goes up by 1. They have set point. They want to avoid the 5th set. They want to get on back home. They have a 4-hour drive back to Lemoore College. Ella Jackson, jump serve towards the far side. She goes wide left. We're tied up at 27 one more time after the service error. Back and forth we go. How late will this one go till? Diana Avila, jump serve to the near side. Rivera sets it up for Norian. What some power! Oh my, Norian hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities this evening. Most of the plays have gone for Jackson and to Ramirez. Norian shows you why there's a triple threat. Riley Hendricks will sub in for the serve. Lemoore leads by 1, 28-27. This is for set victory. Pope, Tortola on the run. She just has to play it over on the second touch. Partially blocked at the net. Tortola sets it over. Pope, flat-footed attack. A free ball for the Dons. Tortola sets it up for Birdsong with some power. Golden Eagles recover on the second set. Blocked at the net by Sanchez. It's a scramble. Halleck now sets it over to Birdsong. Try to float it over the top. Hendricks was prepared. Now Tortola, back set for Halleck in the back row. Hendricks also there. Rivera to Ramirez. Now Tortola to Sanchez. The finesse shot. Both teams trading blows. Morian dug out by the Dons. Birdsong blocked at the net. It hung on the net for a bit. Norian will flat-foot it over. This one, a point for Lemoore in devastating fashion. Partially blocked at the net by Sanchez and Tortola, but it spun and stayed in bounds on the Don side. Woo! That last set was a nail-biter, but Lemoore College does come out on top, 28-27. They win 3-1. A phenomenal job by the Lemoore Golden Eagles after losing set number 1 to win the next 3 sets by scores of 25-23, 25-21, and 28-27. They stayed composed down the stretch in each of those sets and earned themselves their 6th victory. They advanced to 6-1, while the Dons fall to 1-3. The Dons will be back in action tomorrow as they'll host the Santa Ana Tri. First time that we're going to have that this season. They'll host Southwestern College at 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, and then at 5 p.m. they'll host LA Harbor. 2 matches here at Santa Ana College at the Bill Cook Gymnasium. If you can't make it to the match, be sure to tune into the live stream. The 1 p.m. game I will not be in attendance for, but at 5 p.m. against LA Harbor, I'll be in attendance and be able to call the action for you here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. For Cammie Lewis and everyone else who helped out with the broadcast, my name is Noah Alvarez saying thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next time.